like you're taking everyone.
Yeah.
You're taking everyone, and if everyone is learning the same thing, teaching, but to me, that's like school. That's like everyone's going to learn differently, but you're teaching everyone the same way, and then you wonder why someone is still getting an F, but this one's excelling. Because you're forcing something on without really going, how can that person really learn what you're teaching them? Like their energy is not gravitating to how you're teaching them.
Right.
Because you're taking them out of what really, some people, kids, may not, like they say, boys and girls, and sometimes it's the same thing. Like, can they sit in the classroom for 2 hours? Just sitting there, where some may flourish better if you take them outside in nature
Yeah.
and teach them the same thing,
Mhm.
because now they're able to get good. So I think how I look at it is also, when it comes to the question that you asked, like if it doesn't feel good, why do you force it you with that person? Like if that energy doesn't resonate with you and it's not in alignment, the universe, source, God
Right.
is telling you that that person's not for you, but you gotta be okay that not everyone's gonna come
Right.
on your journey.
Yeah, that's the piece.
Whether
right
they're
there,
your
right.
family, whether they're
Right.
your unfortunately, if it's your spouse, whether it's your mother, your father, not everyone's gonna come with you because I can't.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you
Oh my
can.
God. Because you also gotta realize we also, like even when we talk about our parents, right?
Right.
We have this connection with our mother and father
Uh-huh.
because they're the ones that put us on earth side.
Yes.
But that's the job they were supposed to do.
That's it.
That's it.
Oh,
That's
that's it.
Now, no, but listen to this. You can meet someone and you be like, yo, I feel like this so connect, like this
Yes.
soul connection with this person,
Yeah.
and they're not even your blood family.
Yeah.
Why? Because I believe in spirit babies. I feel like there was something you connected to either both or one part of that mother or father, and you already said to yourself what lessons you were going to learn.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that their journey, that they were going to be with you for your full journey. Like I feel like, and I've heard that. Like I feel like I lost my dad 2 years ago,
Okay.
and I feel like he's with me now more that he transitioned.
Yes.
Like there was a lot of times where like we had like a disconnect, but I think now that he transitioned, it's like I see what you are, and and so he's putting things in my path. Like I came down here 3 years ago, and I was married. I came down here with my husband. We were together for 8 years now before, but divorced. Like a year after my dad transitioned, we divorced, and I felt, and I would have never thought that I would not be married to that person.
Wow.
But the universe is teaching me like you have to sometimes let go. So when you're in these relationships and then you're staying the same, and you're not growing, that's not good. Now there's going to be these relationships that you're going to evolve.
Yes.
And if the person is not evolving with you and growing, you're not going to be the same person someone was with. Like my siblings, they grow with me because they know I'm not the same person.
Yeah.
They could be the same. And you could grow up in the same people in the same household, and you have a totally. They could tell you y'all having different experiences. Like, wait, but we all live together. How you all? But we all experienced it differently. Why? Because we all energetically, regardless of what our parents were going through, how it affected me is going to affect my sister differently. Some of it they're not going to affect. No, that never happened, but it affected me in that way, and that's what I saw.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you could be more of an empath, where you could read more of it and the other person didn't. And then you could tell yourself, like, you could see that they're on a different journey. Some things they're not supposed to be awakened to, but you are.
Yeah.
And so, and so then that's when they're not supposed to be awakened to it because they wouldn't be able to have the tools to be able to continue the life that they needed to be on their journey.
Right.
But you, or like,
Right,
you are awakened to certain things.
Right. Yes.
Because that's the life that you chose, and that it's going to. And now you can love people, you can love your family and everyone, but sometimes you know that you're going to have to love them from afar.
Yes.
Because I'm gonna be able to get with you. Some things I don't even share with my family because they're not going to even get it. But why share it if I know they're not gonna get it. And if it's gonna just put me more in the negative and make me think of my self-esteem and my self-worth is gonna lessen. So some things you don't share, like, hey, do your own glow up.
Yep.
Do your own glow up, and the ones that need to follow you, the ones that need to that see, like you could show it more than say it. Like let them see, and then they follow. And if they don't, then we know that because that's not a part of their journey. Not everyone is going to.
Isn't for them.
We just got to be okay with that.
Yes.
We got to be okay with it. That the piece is not like now. If you know something, yes, you share it. Like I could share certain things,
Right.
and if it resonates with them, they make some small changes, and that's good. That's all I need to do.
Yes.
I'm not going to keep all the knowledge and goodness to myself, and also my experiences. But that's all I need to do. I can't force it on you. Like I can't knock on the doors like I used to and say, "Hey, you need to have this Bible study." That is not the way. You can't force it upon people.
Yeah.
But we've been taught, like, hey, you gotta. Like if you have a class, like if you have this Soulful Sunday,
Right.
and only one person shows up, do you not have the class? You still do.
Yeah.
Because whatever you have to speak about, that one person needed to hear. If the 20-something other people didn't show up, it wasn't fun. And you got to be okay with it. Yeah, I feel like, yeah, because then it allows you to, yeah, so I do hear you, yeah, like, because that's something with me coming to it that I had to be like, and I just say, hey, if it feels good, then it's good. If it doesn't feel good, why are you forcing it? Because
yeah, each week we've been having a lot of folks that are coming. It's like their time to be here and share. They're usually filled up with something that they're ready to express to the world. I mean, you know, we're online as well, and we kind of, that's been the case off and on. So it seems like every person that shows up, it's always their time. It's like to share their piece, to present, this is God. I'm showing up as God, and I'm ready to show you this is how God is and this is how God acts, as well as, you know, share some of their spiritual hacks and engage with us like the pastors. When the pastors share, not everybody gets the same message from the words from the pastor, even though they were all in the same room. You know, some are actually never going to get it. And I also want to mention that since the jab, or since the, you know, some folks got some DNA things that might be changing around for them. They're different people, and they're not going to absorb some of in the same light, or, you know, their timing might be totally muffled based on their being changed from the inside out. And that's, sorry, I didn't mean to take that in that direction. But my thought is that people are changing. This is the time to glow up. This is the time for us to speak up and be more vocal about what we feel, because we're not shy about the fact that we are getting, you know, results from our frequency experience, our energy recognition, our knowledge of that it's very powerful. And in that knowledge, we can wield our own powers if we so desire to learn that of ourselves. The science of self. Know thyself.
Yeah.
So
It's like divine timing. You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like things happen for a reason. Like I don't think anything's a coincidence. Like I think that everything is divine timing, and it's just letting things flow, so that you trust the universe, you trust the source, you trust your intuition, instead of like how I used to control. Like if I had a plan, it had to be like this. If I did this, then I'm disappointed that. But the thing is, because why this whole being on this earth is not to control it. It's to let it flow and see what blessings. If a door closes, it's for a reason. Whether it's you've been in a long-term relationship, whether it's the but looking at even every, there was this saying that sometimes the universe can give you your worst nightmare can be disguised as a blessing.
Yeah.
So like my worst nightmare could be having a divorce and breaking up, but it became a blessing. It opened up other doors. And so sometimes we don't know how our ancestors, our spirit guides, and the universe is working with us to have this other experience that we don't know the unknown, like we don't know because we don't see the future. But we're like, no, 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 no. It has to be like this. And it becomes with people. Like we may think, oh no, but it's like, okay, but why are we forcing it on? It's like, why? Because that person also has their own journey. And not everyone shares their whole, like, what they want in life. And so based on their decisions, based on their karma, based on their generational DNA, based on their ancestors, they have their own journey to go through. And sometimes we have to realize that we can't control it. It's like, understand, oh my God, not everybody's going to be on the same journey as me. I may be the only one in my family, and I just have to be okay with it.
Some call it the black sheep. You know, they are the ones that think different, just going against the grain,
or they
right,
into the
right.
worship and different things. And it's like, no, it's just all, everything's love.
Yeah. And that little pun on that, my person is considered the black sheep of the black sheep. Because in the certain spiritual communities, those of us like this, my person is still further out there without. So, but thanks for sharing, sis, because that's exactly, you summed it up. A relay race. Who was running? We passed you the baton. You just took it and ran. So, yeah.
First of all, I felt like you were speaking directly to me. I was like, what's going on? Because this is exactly what I've been experiencing. Yes, I'm saying.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
You know how they say, the light in me is the light in you.
Namaste, baby. Namaste.
But yeah, what was I about to say? Oh, the two things I feel like I've been struggling the most with lately is just number one, letting go of control.
Speak up or get to the mic.
You said
Please.
speak up to the mic?
Speak up or into the mic, yes, please.
Okay, I got you. Letting go of control. That's something I've been struggling with heavy. Like, I've just been hindering me up, and I'm just like, that's my next step. Is just letting go.
I've been here.
Letting go.
Yeah.
I've been there.
Yeah,
No, this
yeah, it's a journey. Yes.
Is me letting go of control.
Yes.
And still there.
Still there.
Everything still got a lesson.
Oh my gosh, like something else that I know, like I've been working on. I really have, like I've improved. It's just having like energetic hygiene with people, because like I come from a Christian household. I was also, and it's not necessarily like Christianity, but it is that like mentality of like having to save people that you all mentioned. You know, like yes, and then on top of that, my parents and a lot of my ancestors, they are Orthodox Christian, like Ethiopian Orthodox Christian. So it's like very like what you were saying about being taught the same thing, like very strict. It's definitely like how I grew up, how my parents grew up, how their parents' grew up. Like it's so deep, like it's so deep. And that's something that I've also been like trying to let go of, and like just allowing people to have their own personal journeys without feeling like I need to take everybody with me, and everybody needs to know this thing so we can get here. Like, you gotta realize you gotta get there first. Oh my God. You have to get there first. And go back
Then
to
you can help. Yeah.
yourself, the self-love. So then your self-worth goes up. Like, so the goal is for you to reach your higher version of yourself. Then we can worry about everyone else. But the thing is, once you reach a higher version of yourself, and where you are, where you want to be within yourself, and you still continue to do that, you're going to see who follows you.
Yeah.
And whoever needs to, that's aligning with you, is going to come. You don't need to, oh my God, I need to bring my sister. My brother needs to do this.
Say that? Why would you say that?
Because your people told her people to tell her to say that.
I need to bring my sister.
Right. Yeah, people working together, man. It's a collective, you know?
I need to bring my mom. I need to bring my, because when you know it, the information, your thing is, oh my God, I need to give this newfound information to my closest ones, to my sister, to my daughter. Like, I know the journey I'm on. I have a daughter. She's not on the same journey as me. And I just gotta I gotta send her love and light for where she's at and understand where she's at. And realize I used to be in her shoes.
Yeah,
That I can't, she's gonna have to go through her own journey to get to wherever it is. And I can throw little tidbits in and I could say this, that, and the other, like, Mom, you do that? That's what you're like, okay, no, Mom. You do tarot reading, you do this, like you go into, like, you believe in the stars, and you believe in the universe.
Yeah.
Like, no, but I believe in, like, one actual, like, I like going to church. And I still embrace it. Because if whatever you do makes you become a better person to yourself, I love it. Because that's what the goal is to put you on this earth to find out it doesn't have to be the same way. Where I grew up, like, saying, like, hey, if it wasn't your witness, then empires going to get destroyed. They're not going to make it to paradise and earth. And I embrace a lot of different religions and understand it. Like, I can read Buddhist and be like, okay, I get that.
yes.
Judaism, okay, I get that. Christianity, but whatever it is, and I take the best and leave the rest. And I can incorporate and have a whole religion within myself and like, okay, this is what I'm talking to, this. Because I like this part. This one like me. Like, oh, you gotta be like this. Because you're gonna eventually feel tension within yourself.
Yeah.
Because you're not able to be free.
Mm-hmm.
You can't really express yourself to people. And then you feel like you want to control because that's what you've been doing in your life. And you got to let go of control. It's like, oh, do I just let go and just in our relationship and growing up and from our childhood, a lot that's missing is trust. Trusting yourself, your gut, your intuition, and the spirit guide. And which is on like the chakras opening up. Whatever you can't let go, just know that there's blockages that you have within yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So whether it's your third eye block, whether it's your sacral chakra, your solar chakra, your root chakra, and then you start there, like, hey, I need to unblock this blockages.
Yeah, I've been doing that work actually.
Yeah.
That's when you said that. I have sound bowls that
Mhm.
are like supposed to be for each chakra and stuff, so I do play them.
Yeah.
And I try to pay attention to like where in my body I've been feeling things, and that's something that I've been learning more. And I like, how do I say this? Being able to like feel in your body like where there's like misalignments.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, you got it.
Because it's misaligned, it's out of balance.
Yeah,
you
like just
do.
being able, like I'm, it's like where I'm imbalanced, but like I'm still up here, like in my head, like a lot of my energy's up here. I don't have a lot of energy down here, so I'm literally doing the work of like becoming more embodied, like bringing myself back down into my like physical, material body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get out of your head.
Yes, and getting out of my head, and like, I've been getting into like somatic therapy, where it's just like literally like being able to identify where in your body can feel something. Like instead of being like I'm mad, being like my chest is warm, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You
Like,
do now.
yeah, like literally, like when you have a feeling, like where is it going?
Yes.
Like in your body, not just like I feel this, like actually like
Right, because
pay
there's a
attention
reason.
to how your body is
Yeah.
feeling, like, in where, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Anyway, long story short, my sacral, luckily.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, that's where your creativity is at, and so I've been there.
Oh my
It's,
gosh, yes.
So now I also try to eat foods. Like if whichever one is struggling that you feel, eat foods that color that
Yeah.
because then that's gonna help it to bring it in. So like if the sacral, like one is yellow and one is orange, between the solar is yellow, then you can eat yellow foods.
Yeah.
Sacral's orange, so you're gonna eat more orange. So
I have been.
Yeah.
No, I
and so
have
it
been
helps
having
it to and
hard
then sitting
times.
still,
Yeah.
but do not worry about other people. Because then you're gonna then that's where you're gonna be like, that's gonna help you release out of your head because you're overthinking.
Yes, absolutely.
And not having trust in your gut, not having trust in your belief system, your faith. You're not having faith that, hey, everything's going to work out the way it needs to be. If you're trying to control it and overthinking, a lot of times negativity comes first. So then now your thoughts, if it's negative, now you have negative self-talk. And your thoughts is what you're going to bring in. So if you're thinking, it's not going to work out, I'm not going to get this position, I'm not going to get this job, oh no, this relationship is not going to work because he thinks like this. Because you're thinking that, that's what you're going to bring in.
Yes.
My sister would never understand, my mom would never understand, they this, that. You're thinking that, that's what they're going to show you. Because you're already thinking it. So you got to release it and be like, hey, it's all going to work out the way it is. Everything is unconditional love.
Yes.
Just love. It's unconditional love, and the universe is going to know that that's what you're going to get is the unconditional love. But also knowing that there's those highs and the low. We got to embrace the low. Why? Because the low is where we're going to learn the lessons on where we need to, what within us we still need to heal. So bad things still have to happen. Because then there's no life. Like there's no everything is all happy. There has to be like, oh, dad, I didn't have to do that. I got to like that. But okay, what is it that I need to heal from? Like, what is it like? Do I still have to heal my inner child? Do I still have to reparent myself? Do I still have to? There's a lot of different things and then everything comes into alignment. But you just gotta trust. Get out of your head. It's still a work in progress with me, but it's still better to let it flow, like to sit still and be like, be grateful for the little things. Because if you're grateful for the little things, then that's what's in your mind. And then everything, there's something triggers, someone says something, you see something, like, okay, thank you, universe. Thank you, my ancestors. That's what I need to do.
I know it's a gift.
Yeah.
Truly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. I was also gonna say, I think that's one of the reasons that energy center is like not feeling good for me is because I feel like there's like literally like cords there, like from other people.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're all there. It's like
that you have cords from other people that's still connected. Right.
Yeah.
But energetically, have you burnt them?
I've done many things. Yeah, I promise. But I think it's a work in progress.
Yeah.
Have you seen
It's
improvement?
a work. Yes.
Well, that's
Right,
it. That's it.
Yes.
That's it.
Don't control
it.
it.
Right.
Hey, they have to be totally completely because it's a work in progress. If you see some improvement,
That's it.
then you're on the path.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Progress.
Yeah. It is working.
Okay.
Keep it up.
It's
Yeah.
It's working. Progress is good. That's all.
Yeah.
Because it took you years where you at. There's so many different DNA, like the sister was just saying, your DNA, like everything, like you're not going to be able to change it overnight, and you can't put a timeline. Like spirituality doesn't know time. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you can't say I got to be at this point within 3 months. In 3 months, I got like, what are we doing? We can't put time on it. It's like, hey, if I see progress, I got to. Now I know I'm on the right path.
That's it.
I got to continue. 30 years from now, you're still working on it. Because it's ever changing. It's always changing.
And still learning.
I'm sorry, because literally, this is so funny. Because in my phone, I wrote down like all these spiritual goals I had for me for this year. And I was looking at it and I was like, Nicholas, you can't do all of that in 1 year. Like, what are you thinking right now?
Don't
so
put
it's
time
so
on
funny
it.
you
Don't
said
put
that.
time.
I'm like,
Don't put a time on
that
it.
You put a
is
time
so
on
true.
it and not look at, because when you put a time on it, you miss the small progress.
Oh my gosh.
Like you can, like he just asked you, and then he's like, yeah, no, I've seen progress. But if he didn't ask you, you never thought about it. You're like, no, I don't know. I don't think it's working.
Right.
You don't put a time on it. Just know you're following the right path, and just celebrate the small wins. Like you gotta celebrate the small ones, and then by the end of the year, you be like, yo, I accomplished all this.
Yeah.
I did this, and I'm in this state of mind. I'm in without even putting a time. Like by the end of the year, I have to be like this. I have to be able to do this. I have to attract this. No. Because then you're gonna be disappointed because a lot of what you need is also gonna be coming from other people. And you gotta wait till they get to that point. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, hey, for me to get to find my life partner, I have to grow to be the life partner that I need to be for myself first. I gotta love myself the way I want someone else to love me. Like I can't, I gotta have, but if you're not at that place, are you really in a place right now to get your life partner? And if you only put yourself, oh, yep, I'm gonna get there in 4 months if I don't meet that person, because my time, there's no time. Anything that's for you, the universe is gonna give it to you.
Yes. I think, wow. Yeah. Yeah, so like I've just been realizing how strict I guess my mentality is. And even just going back to have issues with like your sacral chakra.
Yes.
I just always and constantly deny myself so much pleasure in life because I'm like, this is where I need to be now. This is what I need to do. Like I'm like, so I wake up and I'm like, all right,
Yes.
how do I get better? But I'm not thinking like the way I'm talking to myself. I don't really realize, and I see how much negative self-talk I have now, and I'm aware of that, and I'm trying to start doing things that prioritize pleasure.
Yes.
Because
You've already started.
yes,
Yes, now.
Just continue it.
Yeah.
Just recognizing that is the first step. Some of us don't even recognize the negative stuff, but for you to recognize it means now I know. Since I know, now I'm do better. So you're not going to be able to immediately erase all negative self-talk, but as soon as you have a negative self-talk, replace with a positive. See that positive, like you said. And then that's going to, put you in a different mindset. Because sometimes it is going to pop up because we're human, and yeah. But me, I'm a perfectionist. Like and I have to let go. Like, hey, you can't. Being a perfectionist, you be so hard on yourself. And with you being hard on yourself, what tends to happen, in my case, you give people more leeway for discipline. Like you don't allow them. You allow them to disappoint you because you feel like it's all on you. Like you have to be the one to control this and do this, that, and the other. Not realizing when you're a perfectionist and you on your head, you don't have boundaries.
Yes.
And when you don't have boundaries, it allows people to be able to come into your energy and disappoint you because you don't have boundaries because you're just feeling like it's all on you. I have to do this. We have to do this. I. And then you see other people be like, oh, I felt bad for them. I can help them. I felt bad for them. And so your life becomes you helping people and no one helps you.
Yeah.
Because you're not even helping yourself and everyone sees the light in you. And so they're going to gravitate because they all need it. They look for, oh my God, I need help. Oh, she said she'll help me.
Right.
Not knowing that what you're trying to give out to them is what you really need. And so that's why you focus on you and not because it's, so that you can have the balance. Like you got to have the boundaries. You got to have your no is no. Don't feel bad with your no. Yeah, why are you saying no? You always used to help me out. Like I need this, I need that. No. Because if it's going to take away from you energetically, and it's going to allow, and if that yes is not a resounding yes, and you have some doubt in it, that's your gut saying, no, you don't want to do it, so why are you doing it? Because you're feeling sorry for them? They can figure it out.
They've been doing good so far.
Yeah.
So far, they've been doing all right.
Yeah. And sometimes they may be doing good.
The weight off your own shoulders. Yeah. Lift that heaviness from yourself. I feel like you got to be the one to help everybody, Captain Saver, or
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I have a question. You guys what did you guys do for the solar return, and what have you noticed since the solar return, if any, energetic shifts or like what? Because I'll say this: scientists prepared for this solar eclipse like years in advance, and that's not something necessarily that we were tuned into as much heretofore. These last few solar eclipses or eclipses have kind of brought an awareness where they've distributed all the glasses and the safety, this, that, and the other. But like when it actually did happen, like now they've gone quiet on all their information. They're not sharing all their information. They might share the view of it, but not the findings. And so I'm sharing, I think that there's a lot of energetic shifts that are happening.
Mhm.
And I'd like to know what others are noticing. And maybe what you did at the time and maybe noticed. Either of you,
Um,
did you do something special for the solar return for the solar eclipse?
So at first I was like vehemently against looking at it. Like I was like, I'm not gonna fucking look at it. Don't anyone give me any classes. Like leave me out of this. I'm gonna be inside. Is because like the few weeks before, I felt like all of these like random trauma trigger points were just coming up to the surface.
Yeah.
And I was just really dealing with my shadow in a way where I just was never really confronted with her like face to face like that in my fucking life.
Right.
So
Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, no, like this
It's
is
working.
yeah.
Right.
I'm good at looking at it. And then I was at home and my dad called me and he was like, you want to come over and watch the eclipse? Like, I got glasses, and I got, like, the last pair. Like, he was, like, basically, like, he went through a lot to get the glasses.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I don't know, I'm good. He was like, Martha, this is, like, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And as soon as he said that, I was like, wow, it really is. And then I left and then watched it with my family.
Okay.
So that was my little eclipse thing. But yes, in terms of energetic shifts, many that I noticed at that time. Um, I don't know if I'm better or worse for it, but it
Yes.
was better.
Yes.
Okay, I feel better. That, yeah.
I felt the energetic shifts. I still feel it.
Mhm.
Like I still feel the energetic shifts within myself, but also out. Like it's interesting. It's allowed me, like same with you, during weeks before the eclipse,
Yes.
I saw, and at that point I know emotionally do not respond to nothing.
Mhm.
Like people that, because everyone's going to be going through different things, so do not, anything that's going to trigger you, anything that's negative, or that you want to tell someone off, or they come to you in a certain way, don't say nothing, just be still. This is not a time to respond. There's not a time to, because it's to be reactionary. So during that whole process, I just stayed still within myself, knew my intentions on what I wanted to come, like my intentions of what I want for myself, but to allow me to be able to let go more, to forgive myself more, to forgive others more, and just have unconditional love. And knowing that energetically, the world, everybody's going to be going through something. So don't take anything personal. Just think in, let in whatever you're gonna just receive. And then when it's over, then just go deep within yourself. Don't react, don't, because it's better off if you react and this, that, and the other. You're gonna have arguments during that process and say things that you don't even want to say and things like that. So energetically, I went still, even though things were coming up. I was like, all right, thank you. I received it. I'm gonna work on it, but I'm not gonna react to anything like that. But I did see it. I was at work, and so when I saw it, it was kind of, I was like, ah. And I was like, nope, I'm not gonna look at it. And it's like, I want to look at it because it is a once in a lifetime, and I actually really want to see what it, and it was just really wonderful to see it, and to just give honor and thankfulness for that, because it's for a reason.
Yeah.
The solar eclipse is for a reason to do whatever shifts it needs to make. And any disaster, not disaster, but anything that's happening within the universe, astrologically or anything like that, is for a reason. And also to look, I'm also into learning the human design. And so with that, to know what planets are transitioning or colliding together, and see what houses it is going to land in your particular chart, because it may not it may affect someone in their love life,
Yes.
and it may affect someone else in their career.
Right.
Because there's so many different houses that, let's say wherever, like let's say whatever house is working, like you see where what house it is does it land on, then you know where you need to focus your attention on. But if we're not knowing that, we're just taking up. Life is just that up. Like this, that, and the other, because we're not connected to what each thing is for. And if the triggers come up, it's because it needs to, because hey, this is your time to heal it.
Yeah.
To not have those triggers, like to be whole. So yeah, I feel it. I still feel it. Like it's different now. It's like because I understand that the energy shifts is going to happen, continue to happen. We turn around. There's the new moon. Down there's the full moon, and setting your intentions on each one. Like what do I need to let go, so that when the new moon comes, I can put in my new intentions.
Well, the eclipses come in pairs, so the lunar eclipse would tune you into the moody part of it, but and that you know, and it's affecting everybody. But yeah, every time they have the solar eclipse, we also have a lunar eclipse of some sort, not necessarily always full, but like you say, all these planets having effect on us. You know, whatever house Aries is, or whatever's in that first house, which is Aries. How Aries house, so Aries traits. I think that's what Master Chef was explaining last week. Was that first house is the Aries house, or the characteristics of Aries, but whatever your sign is, version of that. So anyway, I was just saying that they occur in pairs. You know, the new moon, the full moon, the lunar and the solar eclipses, you know, all of that is affecting our mood, the Earth's moods, you know, all the fantastic weather that we've been having, all these natural, I think you said disaster, energy changes, energy shifts. It's all being heightened by, to me, I thought of it like a tic-tac game. You know, first the Earth shaded the moon, and the moon was like, well, I'm gonna throw some shade back at you, and came back around and said, ta-da, I'm gonna black it all the way out. You know, so in that so in the way the sky plays their games, the Star Wars works out, it always, you know, energetically affects us. And I think Master Chef, if you'll share what you've felt, and then maybe I'll say a few things more about how I've interpreted my energetic shift sensitivities, please.
Yeah, so just as was shared earlier, the same experience where most of it was before the actual eclipse came, and um, hindsight 2020, and in it, it was kind of there. Insight is what was happening. Mars is the planet that governs Scorpio in the ancient tradition. In Scorpio, that transfiguration. You know, out with the old, in with the new, in not the most pleasant of ways, unless you are actually know what's happening. You say, we're going to stop this right now, start doing this. So you cut some things off and kill some things. A lot of times, it's the universe saying, no, let's cut this out and start doing this right now. And so before the actual eclipse came, that's my personal experience. People in relationships gone. You know, things have been done for, you know, a number of years, 2-3 years, relationships and interactions and things like that. Gone. That was before the eclipse came.
Yeah.
And so on the day when the actual eclipse came, my person just chose to be the eclipse, go in the eclipse. So he took a nap with the intention, you know, the ceremony beforehand, with the intention of we're going to get all that we need without the distraction of these eyes. You know, we're just going to trust the process that this is the intention. We're going to go into the eclipse, into the energy field, and commune and get what we need and come back out. We allow it to come up as needed as we continue on this journey. And that's what's, been happening just since then, just being aware of the ripple effects of what was let go and the ripple effects of what is coming in, what is the newness of it, while at the same time reminding self to be buoyant enough to go with the flow.
Yes.
So we're not stuck in the
Right.
same mindset that we was before the eclipse, and we got been
Right.
transformed
Right.
by the renewing of mind.
Right.
Yeah, so that's what we are at this stage, is being so open, and so trusting that it's already happened. We're just going through the motions, in the sense. Even right now, it is speaking. This Soulful Sundays is a rerun of what has already been done. We're just going through it like it's the first time. It's a whole ascension piece. We've already ascended, so we're just talking about it and telling the journey how we ascended, like we're doing it for the first time. We've already done it. That's why it's so interesting. Yeah. So that's my personal experience with it. We here. Yeah.
It's allowed me afterwards, like to go with the flow.
Yeah.
To release more of the control and just let the universe is working its own self to go with what it is.
Yeah.
And just realize,
Yeah.
he can't control it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be,
So I was doing this thing before we came to Earth.
Right.
Whatever was going on before we came to Earth.
And it's more than our bare mind. Our mind only knows what we know, based on our experiences and knowledge, whatever that we're reading. But the universe knows more.
Mm-hmm.
They know more of where we need to really be. They
Right.
know what our real truth desires are and what it is, and so let it flow.
Yeah.
And just take in the abundance, the love, and we'll see on the other side. We just can't see it now.
Right. And ultimately, as we become more one with God,
Right.
then we will know what the universe knows.
Right.
But until that time, we got to get it when it comes.
Yeah.
Like, yes, we do know it, but we don't know it at the same time.
Right. We know.
Right.
But through this process, the God is within you. The
Yeah.
God within you is going to show, and you're going to be that walking part of it. Because the God is within me knows, and I just got to walk that path.
That's
I know.
right. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah. So it's not someone outsourced.
Right.
The God is within you knows. But
knows.
if we stuck in our mind, it's like, no, I can't do that. No, but any desire you have, how I feel is that the universe, the God within you, the source, wouldn't put that desire in you if it couldn't attain it.
That's
So
it.
if you have that desire, that means it's already yours. You have to claim it.
Again, it's funny that you're talking about this, but that's something that I've been, how do I say this? I was like on this path at one point with God, where it was like, these are the things I need, da-da-da-da. But then I just had to take a step back and like really, before I even ask God for anything, before I even try to, quote unquote manifest anything, like just really get in tune with like what my true purpose actually is.
Mhm.
Because I've seen the other side of just like chasing things just because you can, just because technically the universe might support that to some degree, but it not actually being in alignment with who you actually are. And then just like how everything just falls apart always in those instances. That for me too. Like they've fallen apart because I'm like, I need this thing and I don't even know why I want it. I don't even know why, if it's actually a part of my true path and just doesn't work out.
Yeah.
So I've been at a point with God where I'm like, before I even ask you something, let me find myself so I know what to ask you.
Yeah.
Because the things I'm asking for, I don't even know if it's like actually for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a dance there. Because on one hand, then sometimes another theory is if the passion comes to you, then it's leading you to your purpose and what you're desiring. So,
Right.
yes.
Because sometimes it's going to come to you organically.
Right.
But if it's something that and then you got to see why, some people say, hey, I want to do this, but I need money. And a lot of times they don't do what they really want because in their mind, I have to wait for this. I have to get money. But then if they really did get the money, do they really spend it on what they really need? Because they, on their mind, they just need money.
Yeah.
Where reality is not, you don't need money. You don't really need money because energetically,
Right.
let's say I can energetically not be, like I could be physically not rich, but energetically I feel rich. Like I feel abundant. Like, but I don't have the, so if you don't have the, if you have the abundant mindset, anything, abundance could be anything, abundance in your mind, abundance in money, abundance, abundance is going to come to you.
And then people want to do
Well
stuff
said.
just because of who you are. You're like, I just want some guys to do this, or you just told me this, or got this place over here, you can stay here, or
Right.
you know, stuff just happened.
Things just come to you.
Right,
And you're like, wow, that's what I need. Instead of forcing like, I need this, I need that, because you have to say, like, why do you feel you need a Mercedes?
Excuse me. I want to share something that I want to bring together some comments that we've made today that seem to bring me to a place where I can um, have a better understanding of what the question was that I even asked you guys, because I didn't realize. Last night I went shifting. I feel some shifts in the energies. I've been feeling some stuff since the solar eclipse. Back to that. Yes, I'm sorry. But I was saying that something led me to do some research on, well, what information has been shared about the eclipse. And so I just had what I posed to you guys, I ended up posing back to myself. But some of my answer came from an answer that was earlier when you said that it depends on, or you maybe even feel the shifts that the other planets are feeling based on, like how you feel also incorporates that those planets are influencing other things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not just a solar eclipse for us, it's actually a solar eclipse for the whole solar system, which would be affected by that. And so us having knowledge of that is happening, I do think that our veil is thinner, meaning between this solar eclipse season and the next solar eclipse season, things have been turned up. That's our whole summer season. That's the season when the energy is going to be high and heightened. And just a second ago, what I had planned to speak on just didn't come to my heart and speak out. What I spoke just now was a combination of our comments, but me also recognizing that I'm still learning, that I'm still tuning into what's happening, and it's even happening as I speak and open my mouth to let the words come out. So I was going to apologize, but I shouldn't have to apologize for the fact that I did speak something that I thought I was going to say something totally different, but that came out the way it came out. For whatever reason it came out that way. But I thank you for the comments that you guys are making. This is however we interpret it. I'm learning from. I love listening to other people's life hacks and their space of how they're learning about themselves and them expressing the recognition of some things. I mean, it's key that we share on that level to each other to bring each other up and expand our own experiences through each other. So one love and wellness.
Thanks for sharing.
I apologize again. I'm saying I want to apologize, but I'm not apologizing. I'm just saying I feel better for having.
Well, if you feel better by keep apologizing, then by all means do it because you feel better. But we're saying
So I have to learn a new word to replace that. I'm going to replace that with another word that may be closer to the energy that maybe I'll say thank you for letting me share.
Ah, that's it. Yes.
Yes.
That's right on, MotherLove. All right. So you want to pose a question as it kind of ties in again to a lot of the discussion. In fact, it was hit it right on earlier, by way of being. But the question is about seeking ye first the kingdom of heaven.
Woo!
It's like a multiple part question. Like, seek, what is seeking? Where's the kingdom of heaven? And if you're seeking it first, what does it look like personally? And what are the benefits, if any, of seeking this so-called kingdom of heaven first?
Woo. I mean, that's the second verse, but okay, go ahead. I'm gonna step back from the mind.
Oh,
Oh,
she got off. That seat was too hot.
um,
No, I talk a lot and I want to give others an opportunity. I talk all the time. Let me just be quiet. Ashe. One love.
Sister Gage.
Kingdom of heaven.
Oh man. Go ahead.
Growing up, to me, that was separate. Like the kingdom of heaven is in heaven, and it's separate from within you.
Yes.
To me, kingdom of heaven is within me. Like I create the heaven that I want to see on earth in my existence. And in order to do that, I have to be better today than what I was yesterday. And it involves I, and everything involves self first. So, and then I create that heaven, and then whatever, and that heaven to me is happiness, is joy, it's love, unconditional love. And so I create that part of, and that kingdom of heaven will be right here on earth with me. That is not separate from, it's not something separate that I have to pray for to be elsewhere. That right now I only have this life, and how do I create that kingdom of heaven with me on this reality? And with that is living the life like the God within. Living my life like as if I am the creator of what I need to create for my life. So whether that's patience, faith, love, all the things that love, all the things that is going to bring me life and happiness, do I exude that? So if I want people to be fair, and am I fair? If I want to have the unconditional love, do I express and show unconditional love?
Yes.
So I feel like that's, if I want people to forgive me, do I forgive them? If I want people to, do I forgive myself? Am I a forgiving person? If I want people to, if I know the sensitive side of myself, am I also sensitive about other people and their feelings? Or do I have I don't care attitude, take it or leave it, what I said is what I said. If I have that attitude, then energetically, that's what you can also get back. And so I feel like if you live in that life of what's going to bring you joy and happiness, that's the kingdom of heaven. That's what you're going to do here. And then when I transition to the next life, I'm just bringing that with me, and now I have another life.
Continuation.
A continuation of it. And that will involve allowing people to be who they are without judgment. And having that balance, like people are where they are because energetically we could be of the same family, but we still have different DNA.
Yeah.
There's different things that are affecting you. Like that concept of that your mother and your grandmother already had the eggs. Like I already had the eggs of my granddaughter that was born. And so that was already, you already had that in you. So that just shows how deep the lineage is that I can't control it. You know how they say, I followed Queen Afua, and I became a sacred woman. And so
yes, you are.
It's also knowing that you healing yourself is healing all the generations back and forward. Like sometimes you have to be the one that changes it. And not just be comfortable, like, but that's not comfortable. Like I want to stay comfortable. I'm good like this. I'm good. I'm comfortable like this, but not knowing that by you just being comfortable, the uncomfortability and growth is going to happen, not being comfortable. So I'm learning that. And being uncomfortable is going to allow me to get to my heaven on earth and being able to resonate and be in aligned with different people, that is going to help me to have this heaven on earth. So that's how thank you. Thank you.
I feel heavily like aligned with that in many ways, and also like I'm realizing part of the burden and responsibility that I feel that I kind of let go of is like my like firm belief like that I do need to hold myself to this high standard if I expect to see that like coming from the world, you know. So that's for me. I've noticed like there's been a lot of policing that I've been doing of myself to try to meet those standards in order for like because I see a lot of things I don't like, and like you were saying, when you see those things that you don't like, how can you like find those things in yourself and correct them as opposed to like fixing your outside world? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's what I've been getting into. However, I feel like in that I've really like forgotten my humanness a little bit. Like my inability to be perfect. Like I'm always gonna have a shadow side. Everybody's always gonna have a shadow side. And it's not about like obliterating that part of you, but like really just integrating the lessons that you learn from them. And I've been becoming more conscious of her, and when I do that, that part of me, that side of me, does not like unconsciously like drive my behaviors.
Right.
Now that like I'm aware like she exists and stuff like that. So I've been saying like I just want that person or that voice of me to like have a seat at the table when decisions are being made, but like not be the person who like throws everything off the table and is like, "What do you want this?"
Yeah.
And like I black out. So I've been trying to like integrate the shadow part of me and realize like that it's not like heaven or hell.
Right.
I guess it's like
you need
everything
both
has
sides.
a place.
Yeah, you need both sides.
Yes,
Because we can't always be happy.
Yeah.
If we always happy and never cry, then what feelings like we have to embrace even the shadow side of us. Like if I have let's just say someone says, hey, you can read like love is not jealous, love is not this, that, and the other. But you may have a jealous side. But embrace it. At least you know you have it and be like, okay, why are you jealous? Why are you feeling jealous at this moment? You don't need to feel it. Maybe you just need to build up your own self-worth. And then it puts the other side. But knowing that shadow part, it's a part of, to me, I feel like embracing that part of you, that side of you, because that's what makes you human. If we are trying to be in this perfect human being, but also, same with me, policing it. Dang, I shouldn't have said that. Then I feel bad. Oh my God, I said this, that, and the other. But that's what you felt. You felt that way, and then it's like, okay, why did you feel that way? Oh, because this person made me feel like this. Because it's all feeling. And if they made you feel like that, you're like, oh, why? Oh, because it reminds me when I was 6 years old. Because a lot of times when we're reacting or feeling a certain way, if we think back about it, that's what we felt like when we were 15. That's what we felt like when we were 6 and didn't feel safe. That's what it felt like. Oh, this person is reminding me when I had this experience. And so it's kind of like doing that inner child work. Like where now we're an adult and our 6-year-old self is like, hey, did you forget about me? This is why it's still coming back.
Yeah.
Because you haven't healed my 6-year-old self. The 15-year-old when I didn't have a voice and I didn't speak up. Now it's like, okay, you this age, now I need you to speak up.
Yeah.
And not feel bad about it because now that's your shadow side saying, hey, here's the side that needs to be, and then embrace it.
Yeah.
And don't police it.
Yeah, it's literally, like I've just been learning more, like that voice or those thoughts, judgmental thoughts, whatever, they just want to be heard.
Yeah,
like, the more you're like, I shouldn't say that, the more deeper they're going to go, and then just come out when you don't even realize.
Right.
She just wants to be heard and say, I hear you, I acknowledge you, and then she'll leave.
Right,
As
then
opposed
she'll
to
leave.
just being like,
Or you could just
get in the closet.
Right, get in the closet. No. Or you could just ask, okay, what is it that you want? What is it that you need? And sometimes if you just close your eyes and be still, in that moment, something will come up. A song will come on. someone will call and say something. Like how you said, your dad called you at that time, like you was going through your inner conflict. And he was like, no, I got the last pair of glasses. It's the once in a lifetime. And that's the only thing you needed to hear to say, get out of your head. Go. And sometimes when you ask yourself, when you're going through that, something's going to trigger it. You get a phone call, you see something on TV, you're driving and say something.
Yes.
And it's like, that's the answer. That's what I needed. And so I think just being open to just seeing, like I always like, it's like everything is synchronicity, like things, numbers that come up. And then, or numbers, or singings, or songs, like, oh my God, I was just thinking about that. I needed to know. That's what they want me to do. I need to go to the lake. I need to go by the water. I need to and just be still. Yeah, so it's and to me, that's what creating your kingdom of heaven. Kingdom of heaven. Like you're creating no chaos. To me, kingdom of heaven is the chaos in your head, the chaos in your body. How to not have it. And then that's creating the kingdom of heaven.
Yeah, and you know, creation comes from chaos anyway.
Right.
So answering the creation, do you have a message if you're open to receive it? Play more. Spontaneity. More spontaneity.
Fun.
Because it came, and then when she mentioned about your father, that's when it came back.
Right.
Because it was in your head about like, do that. Then he called, he said some things, and you just okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I am very that.
Yeah.
No spontaneity. Like not controlling it. Like if someone calls you and say, hey, let's just like, I didn't plan that. Just that's when you know. They called you for a reason to do that, do it.
Yeah.
To get out of your head. Like, no, wait, we going kayaking? We're doing that? I didn't think. Yeah. It's saying go. Like experience more life, more fun, to be more childlike instead of being more adult-like and grown up because of all the responsibilities. It's like just be more childlike.
Yes.
And the ripple effect is that you're nourishing that sacred child.
Yeah.
Spontaneity, childlike. Okay, let's go play.
Yeah.
Okay. Just play.
And Daddy said, come out and play with the family. It was a family historical event that you'll have that memory forever. Like it'll have a special place in your heart, even if you didn't feel anything else. You felt that family unit, that love at that moment, which could have been a major energetic blessing for everybody in that, just for that special moment bond. I'll share.
So what you got on heaven on earth, Mother Love?
What do I say that again?
Heaven on earth. The kingdom of
heaven on earth. OMG. My heaven on earth. I am living my heaven on earth based on, the gateway meditation, which came to me in a dream and then in a 7-day series of downloads, which is something that Master Shep and I do, this thing called gateway meditation. It kind of has helped me to recognize the gateway when I'm walking in it, just in regular life, because we walk in a soup of all these waves, microwaves, radiation waves, all these different waves that we walk through. We're affected by them, but don't necessarily take as much notice individually of these influences. So gateway has gotten to the point where that meditation has helped me to be able to walk in the gateway a lot more and more than ever. So by that, I mean, I feel the energy. First off, I radiate love as much as possible. My name is Precious MotherLove. I was given that name. I did not ask for that name. And then when I took that handle on, it began to be a lifestyle, a mindset, and an energy. So by me walking in that energy, a lot of love comes to me and is shown to me different ways for me to learn new ways to love. But in that, I'm saying by me being more open to the energy of love and whatever else is available, I somehow am able to influence that energy back to love. So for me, my heaven on earth has been for me to recognize, first off, as a child, I was told, greater things than these shall ye do. So I walk with that mindset. And so I'm always, the scientist that's always looking for new ways to have, like I'm a jewelry creator as well, so I do a lot of creative stuff, which gets me into that God source energy space of creation, uh, brightening my light more and more each time I tune in order to tune out. I have these 5 words of wellness that I also had as a download: hydrate, cleanse, which is also a detox; tune in, which is basically, now that you've cleansed and detoxed your whole system, you should now be able to get more signals and see signs and symptoms of what's going on with your body, your life, your mind, your spirit. And then tune out. So, to the big picture of things, to say, okay, well, now I know where I am. That was the 3rd. Now the 4th is, okay, see where you are globally. What's your global positioning? What's your 420 good buddy? And so, by living in the place where you're constantly tuning in and then tuning out, meaning to the outer space, limits, no limit. I pick up on the fine-tuned things as well as the macro activity. So, and then the 5th word of my 5 words of supernatural wellness are flow. Just go with the flow. It's so easy for you to be able to tune in, tune out, and roll out, flow. So my heaven on earth has been these life learned lessons that I've been learning that help me to tune into myself, the science of self, recognize that which I am, where I am, what I'm doing, and try to just be the best possible harmonizing flow of it as possible. And so my heaven on earth, I'm so curious about so many things. And as I recognize these curiosities are being prompted by my spirit to learn more about myself, my experience, the, understanding, the outerstanding, the over and understanding of myself. These curiosities the deeper I go, the higher I go. So the stands to reason, the sadder I see things, the happier I'm able to see, when that place is no longer a sad energy. So one love and wellness. Ashe.
Yeah, good things. Heaven on earth and seeking ye first. Interchangeable. Yeah. So, yeah, and for my person, that looks like seeking ye first again with a Christian background. Uh, Yeshua, Jesus the Christ said, the kingdom of heaven is on the inside. So that's what it looks like. It's just going as deep within as one can possibly go, because that's where heaven is. And the lifestyle of the detox and non-judgment of the looking at self, is all part of this removing those things that is not allowing the fullness of that which is the essence of the all to shine forth. Um, Even talking about soul, this discussion, this is a way of seeking first the kingdom, because the soulful discussion is discussing the realities of life in such a way that we gain clarity,
Right.
and we see the unity in all things. But from a certain perspective, the heaven is more unity, and the hell is more separation. God and devil, God more unity, the devil more separation, the feminine more unity, the masculine more separation. And the woman is God, the man is the devil from a certain perspective. And you need both of them. So it's not no shade, right? It's just one has a different form and function than the other that comes from the one energy. And so, yeah, the seeking first again is it also goes back to the being in tune. What you call it? Some type of S word. when you play the bowls and you sit and you feel where there's something going on inside the body, like you say, I'm hungry, I'm afraid, I feel fearful. Well, where does it show up in the body? It's this S word you used, wasn't it?
Yeah, somatic.
Somatic. Yes.
Yeah.
That's seeking first the kingdom of heaven. Because my person system, initiation system, it says there's one light. There's one light. Like it says, there's one light. There's one sunlight, for example. As it comes through the prism or the rain or something like that, what's called a rainbow, you see the one light in 7 major colors, the same as the 7 major chakras. So the 7 angles of light, maybe look at the 7 angels, archangels. And so again, just making a correlation of those 7 major energy centers, that the chakras as gateways or portals or different personifications of the all. Because those same 7 major centers have a correlation with the planets, and have a correlation with the zodiac. And so you said by studying the zodiac, knowing the houses of one's natal chart, and understanding how that works. Again, seeking you first, because again, it comes back to the chakras. And so you're really seeing where there's any tension in any of the chakras, and or if there's harmony. Which ones play good together, and which ones really don't get along together, based upon your natal chart. From the zodiac to your chakra. So all these things are just suggesting are ways of seeking you first, which my person does all of these ways. In essence, it's saying, okay, it says the kingdom inside. So what must one do to remain as relaxed and calm, in present in this moment, and coherent in this present moment, because God is in the moment, and that's where you really feel the most of the kingdom of heaven, and the benefit of that is that physical body experience spontaneous healing, because the kingdom of heaven, that vibration is so healing and unity. It brings unity to at the cellular level.
Right.
And the more that we're in this kingdom of heaven with our vibration, the more healed the body becomes spontaneously. Men grow back and all kind of shit happens. As well as in this kingdom of heaven, just being present, still, as calm as possible. We have access to what we need to know from the Akashic records, which we are attached to it. So these are the benefits of the.
It's so true that you say that, because it's all about being at ease.
Yeah.
And when your body's not at ease, that's when you get disease. And that's what it really is. Like all these different things, the diseases out there is really, without even the medical field puts names on them, but all of this is that now your body's not at ease.
That's it.
And if you really stay present, our body will be at ease. Because what's really going on right now, if we're thinking about the past, then that's why, they have depression. Because it's the past. If we're having anxiety and we're worrying, it's because we're thinking about the future. And it's like, okay, if you stay present on what's going on right now, you're living, you're happy, just smile. So in your mind, what's making your body not be at ease? And a lot of times it's not what's really going on right now, it's the past or the future, and us trying to control that. And so the more that, like Precious MotherLove said, the more we just let it flow. Which is, and then it's a continuous thing, because just because we get there, like, oh, yep, yesterday I was in flow. Today it's like you got to still continue being flow, because it's something that it's like a lifestyle. Yeah. It's not something that, now that you did it one day, it's like it's a continuous lifestyle, because other than that, something else is always going to gravitate that may be negative. Yeah. So to continue, like I feel like the goal, the lifestyle is to continue to have that key, to reach that kingdom of heaven and seek self first. Like what is it that I need first to do that, and to keep that alignment, to make sure everything's aligned, connect your bodies at ease. Because that pain in your knee isn't just because you bumped your knee. Right. Because you didn't bump your knee. So why do you have pain in your knee? It's like maybe there's I always look at, is there any emotions that I haven't let go? Is there some type of anger, some type of fear, some type of whatever different emotion it is? It's causing it to show up in your body. And that's what it first does. To me, it first shows up with your emotions. What are you putting in your body? Whether it's food, whether it's what you watch, whether it's whatever it is that you're listening to, all of that is going to affect your cells at a cellular energetic level. And so if you're watching something that's not resonating or listening to something,
That's right.
it's going to affect it. It may not affect your eyes because, oh, I like seeing this, and the other, but then, why do I got, like, I feel like my side aches now. And it's like, what are you releasing or what are you putting in your body that's not really resonating with what you need to? So that's why even when you first talked about energetically, vibrationally, energetically, we have to be the people we're around, what we listen to, what we watch, is going to affect us on a whole soul, like a whole experience of seeking the kingdom and seeking ourselves first. It's not just one thing. It's like, okay, what am I listening to? What am I putting in my body? If I'm eating all this fast food, this, that, and the other, but I'm not putting anything whole in my body, your
going
body
further away from
is
the
not,
kingdom.
you're
You're going to
further
hell.
away from the kingdom. If all I'm doing is drinking, the dope juice and not no water or nothing that's giving me life,
You're going to hell.
your body's going to feel like it, the vibration of it. And also like you said, you see the higher person, you see the devil. Like I also feel like that's energetically within all of us.
It is, yes.
Like the double part is the part of you that you know that you need to work on, that you're going to keep bringing up to the surface because you're not doing what you need to do to be a higher person. I don't think it's an outside thing. It's like, outside people, outside energies can bring it to you. And that's the double part.
Yeah.
And then I feel like, okay, that part of you, that shadow part of you, it's like, how are you feeding that shadow part? Like, if you know that you're going through this, that, and the other, are you going to feed it now junk food? Now that it came up to surface? Or are you going to give it a juice? Drink some coconut water to help, like, oh, nope, I got to get in the back. I got to seek first the kingdom. Kingdom of heaven.
I definitely,
it's a work in progress. Yes. It's like this whole, but I say do it in pieces. You do it in pieces. Like you said, hey, did you see progress? All you got to do is look and see if you see progress.
Sure. No, I was going to say that what I've been prioritizing, especially these past few months, is doing like a lot of like spiritual cleaning, like in my room, on my body, just like cleaning bowls, eating clean. Like I do pretty clean, and like all of that to get to that like inner voice, that inner knowing. Because like, and I said this last time I think I came. Like I've just been struggling with feeling like so littered by so many things and so many voices, and I've just been trying to like weed, like just
Good things for circling back. And so since the last time you're here, how do you feel about the progress? Have you hear more than you?
Yes, absolutely.
See?
I think I'm just getting clear on myself, and being in the present moment, like you talked about, like just recognizing like when I'm worried about the future too much, getting anxious, right? I'm thinking about the past too much, and getting depressed, and literally just like realizing things in this moment are pretty nice,
right?
Yes,
pretty good. I made a lot of progress. So I'm feeling that.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
That's it. This is a reminder we're here on what we call Earth the Planet, a 3D, third dimensional continuum, and in this third dimensional time and space, the plants. Generally speaking, when we want food, we get the food. We don't go to the grocery store. The grocery store get the food from the farms. Season. If it's a rainy season, it may affect our nourishment. If there's a drought, it may affect, where you come from. If we want to eat, we just instantaneously there. It just pop up. People want to eat the light body, the rainbow body. Again, I'll just say that this dimension is more about the process. It's more about the seed that is planted, the nurturing, the water and the fire, the sun and the water, both of them, to assist that seed in growing to maturation, the evolution which is what time and space is. In essence, God created. They all want to say, well, what's it feel like to grow? To grow. What does it feel like to start from nothing and to come to the all? What does that feel like? To be nothing. And so, in His creation, we have this experience of, in time and space, to sit with those things that are so delicious and those things that are not. To have the experiences of life is very foreplay. Every experience is foreplay, leading up and just get more. And we feel that the progression of that, then when things not when we feel the leaving, we're feeling okay, we're at peace now, we feel different. So to feel that progression, it's time and space. So that's why it's important to just say, just look at where identify, hey, are we going, which direction are we going? And you see the direction you're going is good, then you open up to that feeling. And the more this is done on a daily basis and even throughout the day, it's a micro dose.
Right.
A micro dose of self juice. Like, ooh, we feel good about ourselves. And then that it exudes. Whether you say something or not, people will feel that you're making a difference in the world by remembering just to be present and you're doing what you're supposed to do, how you're supposed to do it, when you're supposed to do it, because you're perfect as is right now. You're eternal. And this is what's happening right now, baby.
Right. And you're going to attract who you are. If you really look at it, and I look at it, if I really look at the relationships and the people that I attracted in the past, I could tell where I was at in my life, where I wasn't in alignment on where I was supposed to be my true higher version of myself. But as you be on this journey, you're going to realize that you're going to attract different types of people, that you're going to attract people that are energetically on the level that you are. And if you attract someone, not just from like friends, whatever, if you attract people in your life that you're like, oh my God, the energy. I also look at it, it may be something, maybe that's something still I have to work on. But it doesn't mean I have to be 100% a part, make that person be 100% in my life.
Right.
That's just probably the universe saying, hey, I just put you this person just so you could see, hey, still work on that. That may be a part of within myself I need to work on. All right, thank you. But that doesn't mean I have to energetically entertain it. Yeah. It's just like, okay, thank you. Let me dig deeper within myself, because I also don't want to go back down that rabbit hole. Because I know I've worked so hard to get where I'm at, that lessons, temptations, things are gonna come to see if you really learned the lesson. And if you didn't, then you may go back down that rabbit hole. Yeah. So just because you're working, I feel like you're working on yourself and to really see if you're learning. The only way you know who you are and how much you have progress is being around people. Other people are going to show you if you did the work, if you're really working yourself. Because other than that, if you're just by yourself all the time, how do you know that you healed, that you're better, that you worked on certain things? The only way you know is somebody else is going to come into your presence, and you're like, wait, hold up, is that something that I work on? Or you're going to attract people that have this whole light and love energy and everything is good. Yeah. Okay, I know I'm on the right path because I'm attracting like-minded. Instead of opposite attract, I'm attracting like-minded so that I don't have to go through the struggle. Like life is not supposed to be all about struggle. And then now you're able to go into a new chapter of your life and write a new book. And I'm not worried about the past book. The past let me get to where I'm at now, and I had to go through that to get to where I'm at now. But not to look back at it. And to let go of whatever pain, hurt, betrayal, distrust, to let go and not keep dwelling back on it. But now I'm only focusing on now. Because if I focus on now, I'm going to create what my future is going to be. Because I can't predict the future. The only way the future is going to be good for me is what I'm doing now. It's going to let me know what my future is going to be.
I think I said this like a few times in the past few weeks, but this is related, I promise.
Whatever you share is supposed to be shared.
Yes. I remember in like pre-calculus, and when I was in high school, I was taking pre-calc, and we learned about this phenomenon called logarithms. And basically, a logarithm notice that there's like a change in the sandbox. If you put one piece, it's gonna look the same, even though it's one piece added.
Right.
Versus if you put like 10,000, that's when your eye notices like, oh, there's more sand in the sandbox. That idea I've been applying to my life in many ways. Just trying to remember, because I kind of get to this point where I really just focus on those numbers of like when I'm noticing change, as opposed to like understanding, like even if I'm not noticing it, it's still happening.
Right.
You know, like I put 5 pieces of sand in a sandbox, but I can't see that yet.
Right.
But like it's still getting to that point where it's gonna be 10,000, and then when it's 10,000, that's when I'm gonna really feel it. Like just knowing
Things
like,
are working for you,
yeah,
even though you don't see it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the pieces of sand are going in the sandbox, even when you can't
Right.
like see it just yet.
Yeah.
I brought that up too because of what you were talking about in terms of this like material realm being about like noticing growth and progression.
Yeah.
And it made me start thinking about how at work, I do project management at work, okay? And something about like that path, first of all, at first I hated it. It wasn't for me. I'm not a tough person, like I've never been, but like it felt almost like a spiritual lesson. Like the work itself felt like a spiritual lesson of like, okay, so you want this idea, this thing to happen. What are you going to do to break it down for it to actually be like achievable? Like what path needs to happen in order for you to get to that thing, in order for you to grow, like to actually, like it just felt like, I felt like, wow, like this is almost like spiritual work.
It is.
And then we were working with like project managers. Why was the project manager's name Angel? And she was an angel.
Yes,
like,
confirm to you what's happening.
She was literally like, I felt like she was an angel making templates for things to come into fruition. Like the same way like angels are in the ethers, like creating like making the material things come to be. Like that's what she was literally doing. And her name was Angel and was project manager. And I was like, wow. Like, and something about that was like a very
And it's good that you saw the signs.
Yeah.
Sometimes we could just go about life not saying like how God, universe, source, throw something at you. It's like, this is what you needed. Like you want to feel more fulfilled in the job that you're in. Okay. This is what you got. And then for you to see it. See, that's and that makes you know that you're in alignment because you're not even ignoring the different signs that the universe is giving you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. That's why you do project. I'm in property management, and I do also look at it now as it's teaching me a lot of things spiritually about myself and making me,
That's it.
And we all work, I guess, it's spiritual work.
Yeah, it is.
It is. Yes, it is.
It is for sure. Yeah, I feel like we kind of like forget, like we're like let me speak for myself.
Just the
but
struggle.
like, it's like work, and then like you get to go home and like indulge in like your spirit and your life. But, like I've been noticing, and I also said this before here too. Like my work is my spiritual challenge. Like the things I'm presented with there, like I'm noticing, like they're for my spiritual journey. So even when I'm going to work now, I'm treating it like in a spiritual sense. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, as we begin to find on down, did you want to say that, we're here, well, my person is Sundays, Mondays, second and fourth Fridays, and every new moon. This is an FYI, Mondays as it is a potluck from like 6:30 to 8:30, here, this space here. Okay. The second and fourth Fridays is the Art of Sovereign Living. Pressing MotherLove, we both here this past Friday, so 2 strong, i.e. 2 weeks. We're back here again along with probably the second Friday. And the new moon for, I think it's May the 7th. Anyway, there's a new moon event which will be discussing the planets, the zodiac, the new moon, and the houses, and the meditation, according to the chakra that the full moon is going to be in. And with that, it's more or less, because all of them are geared towards lifestyle. Because because we every Sunday my person holds space. Some people come online, people come in, but if no one's here, we still here unless advertising. Holding space, having a discussion. On Mondays, it's more of the energetic potluck, socialize, and a discussion on integration, integrating the good, the bad, matching the feminine, the highs and lows. What we do, what we want, just integration. And the Fridays is how we walking as a divine being in our sovereignty, not letting anyone like a square. And the new moon is again using the energy of the moon, or the new moon, the planting seeds, new moon, to focus on cultivating, the energy of the full moon that comes. So we prepare for it energetically, meditations and affirmations and things like that. So that's just a rundown of what my person does here at the temple as the high priest. And there are other events that do take place. Wednesday's game at the end. And then the other house next door in the corner, that's where more of the plant ceremonies, the ayahuasca, maybe mushroom ceremonies, things like that take place in the other house. And TempleMotherEarth.org, everything is on there. Just want to, give a little spiel about Temple Mother Earth and, my person's presence here has been holding space. I didn't say it earlier, but it also, brings cards when it shows up. So, these, even though the titles are different when we come together, the foundation is the same. There's a different way of playing music, socializing, getting together, and discussing with other star seeds our journey of bringing heaven to earth on a more consistent basis.
Yes.
Yeah. And with that, if anyone has any announcements, questions, or comments on, how you feel, or anything, kind of, close out before we make a little music. And usually at 1 o'clock, there's a official sound bath next door to the house at 1 o'clock. So haven't seen the sister around, but she may be over there anyway. But just want to say, when you close out, this is usually the close out. A little bit later than
I do have announcements.
So go ahead, President MotherLove, you say something?
Yes, I do have announcements. So we do full moon events sometimes too. This past Tuesday was a full moon, and we did one of our full moons, which included singing bowls and tuning forks and a huge fire and wands and amulets and crystals and crystal bowls and vortex, huh?
And saxophone.
You were and saxophone, yes. And we opened up the mic to poetry and to music. We also put our intentions in the fire, which is our rendition of a phoenix sort of ritual that we are reorganizing the energy and breaking it down to its essence and reprogramming it through our intentions while we're in the gateway, in that vortex at that time, while the sun is being reflected on the moon and that light is available. But you're also a part of today while I'm broadcasting from simultaneously at my YouTube channel, which is Love+Art equals Wellness. That's the YouTube channel, but the podcast is Heart Happy Hour. So we're in the 5th season of Heart Happy Hour, and I thank you guys for being such wonderful guests and a part of the energy that we draw from each other and accumulated together and mixed into to become this beautiful, special spiritual moment of growth and connectivity and all the beautiful things that come from these seeds or the energies that were planted at this time. It's such a fertile time. Sunday mornings when everybody is in their churches or on their, various platforms watching their service and in the mindset of, taking their thoughts to a higher place or vibing at a higher energy. I feel the energy when I'm a part of it in person, but I also get an idea of, being tapped into that same pulse with you guys. So I thank you for being a part of Heart Happy Hour today. And I am a practitioner of many sorts. If you just Google my name or my company, a lot of things will come up, from spiritual coaching to my full moon events. And I do them monthly for, I guess, about the past 10 years. Right now, we're on a tour where we're going to other places. We've done some at the temple, at the Temple of Mother Earth. And we've also done them at other sacred grounds, which they consecrate themselves to allow us to come in with our energy and bring our wares and our wellness wisdom to the space. So the next one that I'll be doing is not a full moon, but it's on May the 18th, and details can be found on any of my social platforms. So I'm here on Sundays with Master Chef, but I'm also there on every other Friday, second and fourth Fridays for Sovereign Living, because, I say all these things are a lifestyle, but Love+Art equals wellness is a lifestyle. My 5 words of wellness is a lifestyle. 5 words of supernatural wellness, that is. My gateway meditation is a tool that seems to be not mine. It's not mine. I'm giving it away. I haven't, I try to just be free about what I'm giving so that it can be given freely unto me. I live that karmic energy. Before I even knew what it was, I was trying to make sure I sowed seeds into my future for my future benefit, forecasting that I may need some boosts in the future. Didn't even know what karma was, but as a kid, I remember doing some things like, I'm gonna do this in case I need, I'll do it now, maybe the brownie points with God, or, and with me, that's what it was, but not knowing that what specifically karma was. But yeah, as a child, I felt that same way, like do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Love thy neighbor as you love yourself. That was our topic last week. And the kingdom of God is within. Philippians 4:8, and a lot of other 4:8 verses too, but says, whatsoever is good, whatsoever is righteous, whatsoever is true, do these things, and you'll have a peace that surpasses understanding. I see that as one of the keys to the kingdom. So one love and wellness, Ashe. Thank you for letting me share.
And the disclaimer sharing on the other side of 11 that she spoke about it was on a Friday night. Not every Friday, the second or fourth Friday. Spirit says because Friday is the day of associated with Venus, Venus, the sacred chakra, creativity, pleasure. Well, if you have a party on a Friday night, Spirit says, well, you didn't do it too much enough and just hold space on a Friday night. So people can either party on the outside, use their pleasure and creativity out there, and, do whatever, or use that portal, to discuss the creation of one's life. Because, as a sovereign being, no one can create your world like you except you. So how you doing that? So we talk that on Friday night. So we love using portals. She mentioned the 11 o'clock hour on Sundays. This is our of religion, our God hour. Let's get together and talk about God. And now it's on the inside, and we become one with God and show up as a God. So, these things, Monday, immigration, potluck, break bread together, socialize. And of course, the new moon is about to be. So, every event that my person is engaged in, there's a portal, there's a reason behind it.
Yes.
And it's all geared towards that, which again, we didn't times back in, we've been tied in before, which is why we bring these cards, because it's the high priest who are always in service. And so, not of course now, but if during the conversation, just an FYI, we can always pull the cards out from and get a reading based upon the Oracle of Tahuti. And this is also said because there's also private readings. And this is also to encourage people to come in person. You can get spiritual readings, spiritual counseling, spiritual discussions, then a collective setting, and if you would like to or need that privateness, then we can do private consultations and private, things like that. So I just want to officially put that disclaimer out there, what's happening. Okay. And so anything from anyone else like to share, comment? comment or about the day, anything?
I'm just grateful for you both holding space for us, and this was a great discussion. I woke up this morning and it was like, it
Please
popped up.
speak up.
Oh, sorry. I want to say thank you to you both for holding space for us. And I woke up this morning and I saw it pop up on my feed, Temple MotherLove holding. And I'm like, all right, yeah, let me get my ticket in person. And I drove an hour to come, and I'm like, yeah, I'm coming. So I've done a lot of other stuff with Temple MotherLove. So this is my first time coming to a Soul Sunday. So this is going to be my first event. So it's,
All right.
but thank you for this. And yeah, I feel revived and good, and it feels good to have conversations but like-minded and to share, just share expressions and to take, and maybe to give and take. And so it's like to be able to be like, okay, I heard that, yeah. That's what I need to take for the rest of the week.
Yeah,
So I
right.
think it's
Yeah.
good, and you started right
Yeah.
before the Monday, and I'm actually with numbers too, and it's like, okay, 11 o'clock. I woke up and I was like, dang, did I miss it? Was it at 10? And then when I saw it was 11, I'm like, okay, good. Because I do feel like 11 is like a good number. Like it's a, so I just want to say thank you. This was great. And that's nice to explain that other different things. Being one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, everything's for a reason and a purpose. And I feel the vision, and I love it.
Yeah. Personal love and my person. We've been on this journey for over 30 years. We connected came to DC in like 91. We connected like 93. And so this was in the time where God was on the outside. In fact, wasn't even in church. But knew about God. When the church growing up, God went to church. And so at some point in time, through our interaction, was like, we're gonna get back in the church. And then getting back in the church and finding about Enoch didn't die. And wait a minute, Enoch didn't die. Some wait a minute now. So it took a whole nother approach. So just saying, we now we hear that I admit, that's the philosophy. I admit it's a philosophy and lifestyle of being the example of the full expression of the all. We say, I admit, and so are you. Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
Yes.
Yes, you are.
So I just wanted to get to that. It's been a journey, it's a journey.
Yes.
It's a journey.
Yeah.
We used to eat everything, and now like rib. I don't want no rib now. Rib, down south, everything, man. So it's a journey. Yeah. Did you share that story?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, again, like y'all both, just want to say thank you. And I'm always grateful to be in this space, and for the space that you hold. For you coming today and saying a lot of things that I directed here, for everyone here.
Your people told her people to come here.
I was like, whoa. Very grateful though. And yeah, we were talking about synchronicities earlier. That's something that I always feel like so grateful for, and it's like so blessed every time it happens. Because I literally feel like God talking to me, the universe talking to me. I'm just like, wow, okay, it's gotta be grateful. It's gotta be grateful.
I want to encourage you guys to come in person, and I want to thank you for coming in person. But if you ever feel like you can't make it in person, but you want to be with us, the link goes out and you can join us in the virtual version, either in the show or on the comments. And it's really, really, I'm getting some of the fullness. I won't say I get the fullness of being a full effect of being in person, but I definitely appreciate both of your energies, your returning energy. I recognize some of your growth. I hear some of the same, kind of like I recall what your job was and the kind of energies that you were sharing back then and the mode that you're in now sharing. It's lovely to see the update, the upgrade, the increase, the elevation, like you may see yourself as having some elevation yourself, but it's obvious on the external to others outside of you as well. So I commend you on that. One love, one love. And the other sis across from you, my God, thank you, thank you, thank you. Your energy, your knowledge, your experience, your communication of what you experience. I could feel it. It's been beautiful. And I love I was gonna say I love you so much for sharing. I was apprehensive for a second because that word love, we throw it around sometimes, but I definitely love your energy and I appreciate you so much. One love to both of you.
One love.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, precious one. We appreciate you.
Thank you. Ashe, Ashe.
All right, then we breathe ourselves on out of here. Until the next Soulful Sunday, we just breathe into the present. The portal is open. Prayer, meditation, invocation. Centering ourselves into ourselves. I say, I hope get things right on.
Ashe, Ashe.
Until the next
Ashe.
transmitting.
One love. Thank you, Heart Happy Hour family. Join us next week